Yo, 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 yo. What's up, IMS family? Bringing you another show. Kind of a remix from JTS After Dark. We still working with JTS, but it's football season again. So, that's what we thrive on, our sports stuff. But I got a new joint for y'all. The sports joint, name pending. So this is just the first episode of this. We have a wonderful cast and crew with us today. I told y'all we're gonna be back making content consistently. So subscribe to the YouTube IMS Studios, IG underscore IMS Studios, and I will let the host know what's going on. But without further ado, to the sports joint, we have a great cast with us. So at your right corner, you have Mr. Chris. CL Smooth. Check him out on YouTube. CL Smooth Gaming. Chris, former Saints journalist. And at the bottom, Slotomatic, quickest release from Gary, Indiana, I think, wherever this nigga's from. We got my boy Cam, you know what I'm saying? Former Georgia State wide receiver, man. So both of these guys got some great sports takes, great knowledge. They kind of know ball. Um, you know, so we'll see. We'll see how much
Kinda is
ball they.
crazy.
I'm gonna let them introduce themselves, man. So I introduced for them, but I'm gonna let them say a little words, man. Y'all go ahead and kick it off.
You want to go first, bro?
Yeah, I'll go first, bro.
All right, bet.
Since we'll bounce it off me basically how Jai just did. So yeah, Jai gave a pretty solid intro. I definitely know ball. It's not kinda. I think Chris probably knows ball as well, being a former reporter. But yeah, bro, I try not to be too controversial with my takes, but at the same time, I'm gonna keep it entertaining and I'm gonna give you the real. You know what I'm saying? That's what I pride myself on. Is like if I give my opinion, you're gonna understand why. You might agree with it, you might disagree with it, but I feel like at the end, you'll be able to be like, you know what, you making sense. Um, but in all seriousness, though, I'm excited to be here. Excited to
Mhm.
chop it up with y'all. And Chris, let's kick it off with you, bro.
Yes, sir. Yeah. I mean, I think I know ball too. Like I grew up loving football. Grew up loving all sports, really, most sports, I should say, not all sports. And so I decided to make a career talking about it. So I'm excited to do this. When dude told me about it, I was like, you know what? Yeah, I want to sign up. I want to do that. I want to be a part of that.
With dude, I'm dude now. That's
I
crazy.
was. Never
That's
mind. Don't we gonna skip over that?
crazy,
Skip over that. Skip
man.
over
Yo,
that.
Chris is cool, bro. This man just said I'm from Gary, Indiana, bro. I'm proudly born in Chicago. I mean, born in Atlanta,
Yo,
part raised in
you don't know where
Chicago.
he from,
But
yo.
I rep, you know what I'm saying? I rep Atlanta, man.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
you ever
yeah.
seen First Things First, he's gonna be the Chris Bouchard of the show. He from
Absolutely
everywhere. He
not.
got roots everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Them light skinned brothers, man, they be all over the place.
Yes,
But let's
sir.
kick it off. And now I did give the guys a rundown, but I do want to make a quick audible because I actually just saw this news in the sports world. No, it doesn't have anything to do with football, but Russ retires. Russell Westbrook, icon, Hall of Fame point guard, Mr. Triple Double retires. Just wanted to get y'all quick raw thoughts, raw reactions. How do y'all feel about Russell Westbrook? Cam, go ahead and kick it off.
I'm not gonna lie, man. Russ is one of my favorite point guards ever. Like, so Russ's prime was like probably from ages like my age. I was like between 14 and like 16, 17. So those were like peak basketball years for me. Like Kobe was still in the league. Kobe's my favorite player in the league, so I remember they was going at it a couple of games. But yeah, bro, I love Russ. I definitely recognize his shortcomings at times, but like you can't deny the man's greatness.
Yeah, I kind of share those same sentiments. Like, I think he was largely like an inefficient player at times. There were times where he was kind of like bull in a china shop, but you can't deny what he was able to accomplish. He's definitely the most athletic point guard we've ever seen in the history of the league, and probably since Oscar Robinson. In terms of triple double prowess. So honestly, yeah, his legacy speaks for itself. But I wasn't that big of a fan.
Russ, this one hurt me to the core. If you ever played 2K with me, you know the inspiration between all my players. Um, man, was Russ my favorite player? No, but did I go to bat for Russ? Yeah, yelling at the lunch table in high school, early years in college. When I said he was the best point guard in the league, and then he showed up and won the MVP with the 6th seed with that piece of trash team. When I said that he was better than Steph, and he didn't really show up then, but he looked cool. He dunked. You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing. I think he just looked cool. Like he played, like watching him play was always entertainment. It was always like must see TV, especially when he was in his prime. It's just like if I'm building my roster to try to win, I don't want him as my point guard.
I hate that take though. I hate that take because every time Russ is with a player, like they talk about him as a point guard, but every time he's with a scorer, they have their career years. They win the scoring championship, really.
Paul George had the best year of his career with Russ.
Paul George is the MVP with Russ. Bradley Beal averaged like 33 with Russ.
KD won the MVP with Russ too.
KD won the MVP and multiple scoring chips with Russ. What's buddy name? James Harden. Whenever they teamed up in Houston for that year, James Harden, career high in points. So he's a point guard. I think whenever seeing the era of point guards that he was with, that he was a victim of that because early in his career, you have point guards like prime Chris Paul, John Wall, more traditional type point guards, Rondo, right? And then whenever we got into the scoring guard era, you saw people that were just honestly more successful on a team level than he was between Dame and Steph, and you can argue Kyrie, just in terms of a skill perspective. So, Russ, as fans, we're going to miss you for sure. It's a shame. I thought that you was coming to Miami on the vet minimum, come win this chip.
I thought so too.
Russ and Mr. 83, oh my God.
I'm going to add to Chris's point real quick, though, because I'm a person who, y'all going to learn this about me real quick. Like, two things can be true at one time. So, like, as the great things me and Josh just said about Russ, Chris, you definitely right. Like, very inefficient at times. I definitely think sometimes he just made careless mistakes. And I think some of that came from, like, he just loved the game so much, and he always wanted to play up-tempo. Mm-hmm. And I think it was just like, when it was bad, it was bad. And when it was great, it was great.
The highs are high, the lows were low. Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah,
that's fair. I can agree with that. But I think everybody, if you're just a fan of basketball, you gotta respect him. He played hard every game, every night. He'll go match up against your favorite point guard, even if that wasn't best for the team. I remember whenever he got them 4 fouls in Utah, and then they had Mitt Romney on the sideline. That's 4, like that. So, but I also remember him hitting that crazy shot to break the triple-double record, and it was like for 50. That's basically when the MVP, like
50-point game winner. Yeah,
that was a great game.
That was great. He did on versus Philly, that coast-to-coast dunk, the two-handed tomahawk joint, like highlights on highlights. Staples, clear Hall of Famer.
Respect to him. Respect to him.
One of the best players of his time. I think he was just a victim of a bad era. So,
yeah.
But football season. Fuck all that basketball shit.
Football season.
Off-season recap. So I'm about to run through some storylines of the off-season just to catch the audience up, some things that happened, and you guys can chime in things that y'all enjoyed, some recaps, some perspectives, talk about the draft, things like that. Going from one Russ to another, Russell Wilson all but retired. I think he signed with CBS this season. I think he's done. I don't think we get another stop with Russ. Another person changing teams. We have Myles Garrett going to the Rams, and
the
Aaron
biggest
Donald
chess
potentially
move.
coming out of retirement. So, yeah, I don't even think that's a chess move. That's I'm gonna knock your board over.
that single move, I think, changed the entire landscape of the NFL, like just overnight. Like it went from the Rams were already a contending team; they were already a team in contention, and then they ascended to they might be the clear-cut favorites.
Yeah,
that's
so
my
Vegas, a lot of the Vegas sports books have them right now as the odds-on favorites to win the Super Bowl. Far ahead compared to the next one, which is the Ravens and Bills and Seahawks all tied for number 2.
The Ravens?
So the Rams are plus.
They know ball. Whatever. What sports book is that, or it's just in
Vegas
general?
Insider, NFL odds and futures. So taking DraftKings, MGM, and FanDuel.
They know ball putting the Ravens. Yes, absolutely.
Hey, whenever we get a name for this show, sponsors, FanDuel, Prize Picks, all that gambling shit. We with all that. We just gonna put the number at the bottom.
I just
For
don't
sure.
understand it. I don't see the Ravens. I mean, I get it because Lamar is that great. So I
Hold on,
trust.
hold on,
I trust
hold
Lamar.
on. We'll get to that. We'll
Okay,
get to
okay,
that.
my
We'll
bad, my
get to
bad,
that.
my
We'll
bad.
get
And
to
Jump in
that.
there.
What
real
about
quick on Miles
offensively?
Garrett, I do want to
Hey,
add, I do think that's a win-win trade for both teams. I know that like the highlight, like
absolutely.
what we want to talk about is the Rams and them being the favorite, like clear cut, obvious, but I think it's always important to talk about the other side too. Like Cleveland getting four assets, a first, second, a third, and Jared Verse, who's a young, promising edge rusher. Like
Facts.
I think that could end up being one of those trades you look back and be like, damn, the Rams won the Super Bowl and um the Browns are really freaking stacked in like 2029.
So,
Similar to
so
when the Rams actually got Stafford. I think that trade was a win-win for Detroit. Ended up
mhm.
getting those picks and got JMO and Gibbs and Golf, and the
Yep.
Rams won the Super Bowl. So
Yeah,
I
yeah, for
would
sure.
agree with that. So the full trade details were Rams received Miles Garrett, the Browns received Jared Verse, a 2027 first, a 2028 second, and a 2029 third. Um, Jared Verse is worth at least two first round picks in itself. Everybody's saying that the Browns only got one first round pick. I don't think people sleep on how good Jared Verse actually was. Um, the numbers might not say it specifically, but that Rams defense was not good. He was good. He was their entire pass
I'll
defense.
say
The
their
They were
front
secondary
seven
okay.
was
was okay.
trash.
Yeah,
Yeah, they were
front
pretty
seven is
okay.
good.
The
Front
front
seven's
seven
good.
was
Secondary
all
was
right,
shaky.
but without him, if he got hurt, you sleeping well at night. Like I saw Seattle light them up for Sam Darnold lit them up for 350 yards,
He did.
and then
That
so
was a
And I,
Cooper,
magical run, though. I consider that more of like a magical run more than an indictment
true.
on the Rams defense.
I
Very
guess,
true. I'm
but
gonna add to your point real
Bryce Young
quick,
lit them
John.
up too. Bryce
He
Young lit
did.
them up for 30. So it's it wasn't a great defense. I think Miles Garrett covers a lot of that. Also, in acquisitions for the Rams, they got Trent McDuffie with a trade with the Chiefs,
And
and
Jalen Watson.
Jalen Watson. So they
Hmm.
really took both of their corners. Damn near. So they beefed
Literally.
up their secondary. Another thing in the arms race that happened, Kenneth Walker signing with the Chiefs, Super Bowl MVP Kenneth Walker. Um, this is gonna be Mahomes' first year with second year with an elite running back. Because of course they had Kareem Hunt that first year, that first MVP year. Do you think we can see Mahomes get back to that MVP form with Kenneth Walker?
Chris, you want to
No.
go first,
Yeah,
or
I'm gonna take
Ooh,
that. So I'm gonna say
ooh,
no, and not because of Mahomes. I think Mahomes is that MVP form still. I don't think
right.
that ever fell off. It's the team around him. I think the Chiefs as a team has deteriorated before our eyes. And if you think about it, okay, who's his best target? Who's
Rasheed
his best
Rice?
target? That you could say Rasheed Rice. You could say, I mean, honestly, that's the only guy that comes to mind because Kelsey's pretty much he's in semi-retirement at this point. Like he it's over for him.
Are you not
And
a
then
Xavier Worthy believer?
I'm not. Well, that's what I'm about to say. Like maybe you could say Rasheed Rice, you could say Xavier Worthy, but it's like, do you really think of any of those guys as wide receiver ones? Maybe
No.
Won a
Maybe
Super
Rasheed
Bowl.
Rice.
I was about
He
to say
won
he
a
won
Super
a Super
Bowl
Bowl
with
with him.
Skylar. He won a Super Bowl with Skylar Thompson, Kadarius Tony, and Juju. So
That was at a
And Rasheed
time when his
Rice.
defense. That was at a time when his defense was still performing at a high level. They're not performing at that level no more. They just not.
There.
Last year they were cheese. They were Coke butter cheese.
Losing both corners in one off season, I do think replacing one with Mansour Delane is gonna be solid. But losing both your corners and like you said, the defense is already shaky. Eh. I'm gonna say
Yeah,
this though, personally, bro. Mahomes, I ain't gonna lie. I don't put Mahomes is becoming one of those players where like I don't put nothing past him. Like it's like anything is possible, even when on paper it looks
yeah,
like And I kind of agree with you when you break it down on paper, but it's like it's Mahomes, and I'm gonna go with Mahomes, Andy Reid, a decent offensive line, and now a really good running back. They can probably figure something out. Maybe not MVP, but like 30 touchdowns, less than 10 interceptions, 4,000 yards.
yeah.
yeah,
I think it would be the burden would be on Mahomes, and I think he is great enough to do that. So I mean, I do believe in him. But
Mahomes is the closest thing we've seen to Tom Brady, in terms of just pure dominance as a player in the league. With the team success, Mahomes and Reed, it's close thing you've seen to Brady and Belichick, and I've never seen any athlete that's so dominant in their sport not get the benefit of the doubt that Mahomes is getting. For the past 2, 3 years, I've seen the Ravens are winning the Super Bowl, the Bills are winning the Super Bowl, the Broncos might win the division, Josh Allen's number one QB. Like they really forgot what this guy is. So I think that there is something to. I'm not a big intangibles guy, but I do think that whenever it comes to quarterbacks, especially special quarterbacks, whenever they play with a chip on their shoulder, I think it kind of unlocks something that, like, I remember whenever the Packers were losing and Aaron Rodgers said, "Hey, relax, we just gonna run the table," and they ran the table, right? Whenever Tom Brady came off of suspension and threw for 30 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, right? Should have won MVP that year. So I think Mahomes is in that caliber. So I think that there'll be something.
So I can explain a little bit why I do kind of still hold the opinion that like I just don't think that the team will have that success, and he will, but as a product of that will not reach that level, is because okay, so like you're right in the sense that he is the closest thing to Tom Brady in that sense, but I think we don't give Tom Brady enough credit for what he was able to accomplish, which like not a lot of even elite quarterbacks could accomplish this. Like Tom Brady was able to like exceed expectations, even when if you went into a season with like a subpar team, you gave him the benefit of the doubt because he proved that he could win with subpar. But a lot of these NFL quarterbacks, especially the elite ones, they don't always win with like subpar talent. Like you look at Peyton Manning. When Peyton Manning's team deteriorated, so did his play, right? When and most of the time he didn't have a bad team. He had Marvin Harrison Jr., he had Reggie Wayne, like he had a lot of guys around him constantly playing at a high level. It's the same thing with Drew Brees. Drew Brees, the Saints were going 7-9 whenever he didn't have a defense, whenever he didn't have great weapons, we'll say, you know, they were still going 7-9, missing the playoffs. Like, so we could give Patrick Mahomes the benefit of the doubt, similar to how we do Brady, but until he proves it, like how Brady has proven it time and time again, that's why I'm going to draw my line. You know what I mean?
That's fair. That's fair. On to the house that Brady built, now led by the Prince of the North, Drake May. Boy, the Super Bowl runner-ups, the current AFC champions, did they load up, get in the top 10, 3 wide receiver in the league, and AJ Brown, top 3 talent. Yeah, so AJ Brown is no longer an Eagle. The Patriots traded a 2028 first and a 2027 fifth, I believe, to get AJ Brown from the Eagles this offseason while releasing Stephon Diggs. The Patriots also added Elijah Vera Tucker to their offensive line and spent a first-round draft pick on offensive tackle out of Utah, Caleb Lomu. Now, do we think that the Patriots are the team to beat in the AFC? I'm going to remove my bias from it. But are the team to beat in the AFC? Or do we think that some of these other AFC teams like the Ravens, who have an entirely new coaching staff, the Bills, who also have a new coaching staff and traded for DJ Moore, and we got the Bengals, because everybody wants to talk about them, who acquired who I think is the second best D tackle, Dexter Lawrence, to beef up their defense? Or do the Broncos make a run? They also acquired Jalen Waddle. So you were kind of right, Chris, earlier. That was an arms race. After Myles Garrett went, it's been an arms race ever since. So everybody's trying to beef up their teams. Is there anybody in the AFC that's going to be clear sticking out, or is it the Patriots conference to lose?
I think it's going to be a huge battle, bro. Like, I think the AFC, like you just pretty much outlined, is loaded. The Patriots, they have 3 things that are going to work in their favor. They have a damn good quarterback in Drake May. I'm fortunately not a Patriots fan, but been a huge Drake May guy since UNC. So, like, in my opinion, he was the best quarterback in that class, and I kind of still hold that opinion to this day. So they have a good quarterback, really good defense, and a good coach, and Mike Vrabel. Those things translate regular season, playoffs. Now they have the experience of going to the Super Bowl. Again, I'm going to say, no, they're not the team to beat, but it's more so because I don't think there's any team to beat really in the AFC just because of how loaded it is.
Yeah, I was going to say that same thing. Like, I don't think there is a clear-cut favorite in the AFC right now. Like, honestly, I think the AFC is so wide open. It's probably one of the most wide open conferences we've seen in some time, you know? Like, I think the Patriots have definitely gotten better, though, because prior to the AJ Brown move, I was low-key looking at them like that they might be the weakest Super Bowl runner-up in the last 5-ish years. like coming back for a whole new season. But then you go out and you replace Stephon Diggs with AJ Brown, and I'm like, never mind. They are legit. They are still legit. And then the defense is going to play well because you know you got Mike Vrabel as your coach, so you're always going to have a good defense. You're always going to have a well-coached defense. You have great players, all-star players on pretty much. I don't know. You know your team better than me, but I'm pretty sure y'all have like Pro Bowl caliber players on all three levels of the defense, especially the best quarterback in the game.
But yeah.
Yeah. I thought that Spillane guy was like, I thought he was like an all pro or something like that. But
he was good. But,
yeah, but you definitely got the best corner in the game. All right, so like all that equals up to with AJ Brown in the fold, they're gonna be competitive. They definitely gonna be competitive. Very.
And before you go, Jai, I know you itching to go because this is your team. I like the Patriots added like all of their weaknesses to Chris's point. They pretty much improved. Like you outlined, you know what I'm saying, the additions. Like you brought in a wide receiver one. As long as he's not on the sideline, you know, being quiet and reading books, I think that he's a 1,200, 1,400 yard guy getting the ball. Especially from Drake May, he's not top. I'm still not gonna say top 3. But he may have a top 3 season this year. So if he does that, I might give it to you. But overall, like for real, AJ, I think that his situation, I think he's low-key in a better situation for all parties. I think the Eagles moving on and getting a new offensive coordinator, I'm sure their scheme will change. And I think that's going to open up things for Devontae Smith. But back to the Patriots, I think that like Drake May is more of a AJ Brown type quarterback. I think he's going to really he may have the best year of his career, to be honest. It wouldn't surprise me. And that offensive line, as we saw in the Super Bowl, was very exploitable. Adding Elijah Vera Tucker, the only thing the man struggles with is staying healthy. But like most people know, like really follow ball, know AVT is one of the best guards like in the league currently. So you add that to a running game that was already good. As long as we don't, you know, give Travion Henderson 2 touches and then give freaking Ramondre all the touches, y'all are gonna be really good.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm gonna save the team expectations for later. I actually want to talk about the runners up in the conference because I think that they aren't getting enough love, and I really think that this whole division is very interesting. The Broncos, right? Like I said, I'm taking my bias out of it. Do I think that even if Bo Nix would have played, we still would have won? Yes, because I don't think Bo Nix is that good. But I do believe in Sean Payton. I think that Bo Nix is the type of quarterback for Sean Payton. I think with them adding Jalen Waddle, that's a whole nother dimension. They didn't really have that kind of game-breaking element. That Broncos defense, I don't think is going anywhere, even though they did lose their they didn't lose their DC, did they? They lose to DC. They lost their safeties coach to Buffalo. But I think the Broncos are just as in the mix as anybody. I think they're actually the favorites to win the division over Kansas City. I like the Broncos better than the Ravens and the Bills and all those other teams that they have above them. So I think the Broncos should get some love. I noticed nobody mentioned the Chargers with if man Justin Herbert. We'll get into about quarterbacks later. Yeah. But how do y'all feel about the Chargers, man? Is this the year that they finally get something done, like all these pundits are saying? Or?
I think they're a playoff team. They're not a contending team. I think they can finish second in their division. Them and Kansas City are going to have to duke it out for that second spot because I think Denver's going to run away with the first spot. But them and Kansas City going to duke that out for that second spot. One of them 2 teams, I think, either out of the Chargers or the Chiefs, one of them are going to make the playoffs. I don't think both of them make the playoffs. So just whoever has a better season out of that. But I think they might be a playoff team, but that's about far they'll go. And I still think Justin Herbert won't get his first playoff win.
I'm glad all this is recorded because it's gonna be fun to just come back. Like it's crazy because the NFL season is so crazy. Like it's like we could be totally right, or we could look back and be like, "Damn, that was a horrible take." I think that Herbert could get a playoff win this year, and it's only because of one thing. Well, 2 things. I do think Mike McDaniel going there is really both points around coaching. I think Mike McDaniel going there is going to do wonders for their offense. As a Ravens guy, I hate Greg Roman with a passion. He is their former OC, great run game coordinator. If Greg Roman just had to call run plays, he'd be one of the best OCs ever. When he has to call a passing play, it looks like 1965 football. I think that I think Harbaugh even hired him because it was like the best guy at the time, and he was trying to establish that running game and toughness for Michigan. But I think that now, like, he's established that. Now you bring in a guy like Mike McDaniel. I think he's going to bolster that passing game a lot. And the second thing I'll say is Harbaugh, bro. Like I think that he's he's known to elevate talent. Like he does more with less. We saw it at Michigan. Like the Michigan team was good, but like nobody went to that year and was like, yeah, they're going to win the national championship. Nobody said that. And then we've seen what he's done in the NFL with the 49ers and other teams he's coached. So like Harbaugh is known for surprising people, and I think that they may exceed expectations. I don't think that they're definitely not the favorites, but they're going to be tough. And I do think Herbert, I'm going to say, should get at least one playoff win this year. He got to.
See, that's my biggest problem, though, is that I agree with everything you said about the Chargers as a team. My problem is Herbert. I don't think he's a winner. I just don't think he's a winner.
That's valid. That's valid. So
Can't argue
from
with
one
that.
Harbaugh to the next, still kind of going on things after an offseason, after decades, a decade with the Ravens. John Harbaugh is no longer the coach of the Ravens, and he is in the New York Football Giants. So let's kind of switch over to the NFC. We know the Rams are what they are, but you have exciting young teams in the NFC with they're actually starting to get some young quarterbacks. I feel like for the past like 5 years or so, the AFC always had the young quarterbacks, and NFC had more constructed rosters. But you have Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, potentially Jackson Dart. I'm not that high on him. I feel like they put any white boy with a little bit of swag. They try to make him better than what he is. But he's a baseline good, right? What do you guys think about Harbaugh to the Giants and basically poaching all the Ravens players? Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to dominate this. I don't want to dominate this segment because I really want to hear y'all's takes. But like,
Okay. Yeah.
Harbaugh, I respect everything he did for the Ravens. Like, great career, great tenure. Last 3 years, I don't know if it's the GM. I don't know if it was Harbaugh. I don't know if it was both. But I, as a Ravens fan, like, very upset. Like, it's very disheartening to see how he went out. I feel like he just got stagnant and complacent. And to be fair, like I said, the roster, some of the additions you can kind of question, but I feel like he didn't do his job on the X's and O's standpoint to me, week in and week out. Like, there's no way we're letting Lamar get sacked almost 30 times. Like, that's Lamar Jackson getting sacked almost 30 times, being one of the most mobile quarterbacks ever is abysmal. And then like things like leaving Marlon Humphrey on an island when he's clearly lost a step and can't make a tackle one-on-one. We're not rolling coverage to his side. Like things like that just like really, really angered me. And then the special teams made it worse with the fall off of Justin Tucker, Tyler Loop and his shenanigans. Like I think that Harbaugh is going to do really good for the Giants, and he's going to go over there, pretty much do the same thing his brother's doing for the Chargers, build culture, build toughness, show them how to win. Um, but they're not going to be like a Super Bowl team anytime soon.
Are they? Where do you like them stacked up in their division? A lot of people are having them to win the division. A lot of people are having them to go worst to first.
People think they're going to win the division.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
That's insane. When the Eagles, first of all, I think I'm going to go ahead and get my prediction on that division. I think the Cowboys, and it hurts me to say that because I hate the Cowboys, but I think I got to respect them. Like, they have a really good team. And last year, if they had a middle of the pack defense, they would have been an 11-win team and made the playoffs. So I think the Giants are going to be like third place because I don't think they're bad. They always give the Eagles a run, it feels like, but I think they're going to be like third place probably.
They could actually be last, honestly. Like it depends on how Washington shakes out. Like really, because like Washington, I think is one of those teams that just didn't get a whole lot stronger, but they got incrementally a little better, and their quarterback's coming back. So like, I mean, they could be third, you know. But I do agree. I think the Cowboys unfortunately win the division.
I think the Cowboys win the division. I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles are third. I think the Eagles might take a step back. I know, high take. They still have a stacked roster, but I just don't. I need to see what they're going to do on offense because this is a completely different system than anything Jalen Hurts has ever ran. And I think he can shit on a lot as a quarterback, but I mean, even in Alabama, he wasn't the best passer.
Well, I will say this about Jalen Hurts, though. Early in his career, he did go through a lot of offensive coordinators. He's used to, and in his college career, he's went through a lot of offensive coordinators. So he's used to changing schemes. You know, I think he don't get enough respect for how he's able to adapt to a lot of schemes, in my opinion.
That's true. That's true.
True.
But the
Never
Eagles
thought
do
about
have
that.
the Eagles
Yeah.
do have some shakeup because it's the first year without their legendary offensive line coach. He finally retired. So how is the line gonna be?
Yeah.
Right? Lane Johnson said this is gonna be his last ride. So it's a lot of things that can happen with the Eagles. The Commanders, while I don't like their roster, I do like Dan Quinn. Really like Jaden Daniels a lot. Um, and before the Stephon Diggs move, I would have had them at third, maybe even fourth. But seeing what Stephon Diggs does with young quarterbacks, what he did for Josh Allen, people forgot Josh Allen was throwing like 50%. Josh Allen was basically white Anthony Richardson until he got Steph Diggs. Like, and we gonna keep it a buck,
Yeah.
right? And then he got Steph Diggs, became an MVP caliber player to help his development. Drake May, I don't think Drake May has the season that he had last year without having Diggs as a reliable safety blanket. Just he's such a savvy receiver. While not as explosive, for him switching from outside to the slot, being able to know how to sit in zones, how to manipulate coverages, how to playmaker. Yeah, play Madden. Diggs is basically doing that, right? So crucial clutch catches. Like whenever I think of Diggs last year, I just think of that catch against the Ravens whenever we had to have that money fourth down and almost got picked off, but he just had sure hands, right? So things like that I think are just going to do wonders for Jaden Daniels because Washington is doing everything in their power to make his life harder, taking away Cliff Kingsbury, retooling the offense. He lost Larry Tunsil, so we'll see. Moving
And I
on from
want
there.
to I want to add to that real quick
Yeah,
though.
I was about to
About
say, yeah.
Commanders, like I think Jaden Daniels, as much as I love Drake May, I think Jaden Daniels is like really right there with him, to be honest. In terms of ability and like what he showcased. And I think
Yeah,
to
just a
your
little
point,
worse
Jai
stuff.
having two, what'd you say?
Yeah, just worse stuff. But yeah, go ahead.
Having two really good receivers and Terry McLaurin and
Right.
Stephon Diggs, like they're not at their peaks anymore, but they're still really smart. And football IQ goes a long way. Um, so like they're gonna get open, and like you said, both of those guys, sure hands, smart, great route runners, hella experience. So I think that's gonna like pay dividends. And Jaden Daniels, we know like when he's in the pocket, protected, one of the most accurate quarterbacks.
Yeah,
Like
he
we
is.
saw that his rookie year.
As
So
Yeah,
long
he
as
is.
Stephon Diggs don't try to crack his mom, I think they'll be straight.
I was gonna say, like, with the Harbaugh thing though, like my whole situation, my whole thing with Harbaugh, um, I know some Ravens fans, you know, I'm friends with a few of them who they didn't respect this man at all. They said that if it wasn't for Lamar Jackson, he would have been fired a long time ago. And honestly, they said that if it wasn't for that historic Ray Lewis defense, along with Flacco having the postseason of his life, he wouldn't have a Super Bowl. So I don't know. You know, I don't know how good Harbaugh really truly is.
I agree with that. Honestly, I think yeah, I think both of the Harbaughs are a little overrated. Honestly, I don't think John Harbaugh is that much of an upgrade over Brian Daboll, so that's why I'm not too
I don't think
hyped.
Brian Daboll was that bad of a coach. Was he really
Yeah,
that
his
bad?
team sucked. The Giants
I
just
think
put
the
that team
team,
out,
yeah, the
and I
team was
still think the
terrible.
Giants suck.
Yeah.
But before we get into it, welcome into our fourth co-host, other Atlanta niggas. You know what I'm saying? Dominated Morehouse College football for 4 years. Dominated Morehouse College basketball, kind of, whenever you got in the game. Dominating for the Columbus Lions right now. You feel me? Tree, your mic low, man. We can't hear you, man.
Oh, word. Hold on. Let me
All
make
these
sure.
Atlanta niggas. Too many Atlanta niggas, man.
Bro, shut up. Ain't nobody ask you all that. Can you hear me now? Is it
You
you
still
good.
low.
I bet. Yeah.
Now we can hear you.
The primary op.
Right, we got Saints fan versus Falcons fan versus Ravens fan.
And hold on, real
Yeah.
quick. I'm a pledge my allegiance real quick so everybody know.
No.
Nah, listen. Favorite team, I'm a season ticket holder too. Favorite team,
Me too, man.
Baltimore.
See what
Come on, bro. Favorite team, Baltimore Ravens, as from
Oh.
a child. But like born and raised pretty much in Atlanta. I root for them. I want to see us win, but like I can't be like they my favorite because after that Super Bowl, I really was just like, I can't do this no more. But I still rock them.
Stay on the other side, man. Stay on the other side. You can't even come back.
And I'll be at that game too when they play this year, Baltimore and Atlanta, with my Gilbert Arenas shit on, man. Both jerseys. I'm ready.
I thank God every day I'm not a Falcons fan.
He a Saints fan.
We think. I'm about to say, I'm glad I ain't no Saints fan.
Oh, I love being a Saints. Well, okay, I can't say that, but like,
sir,
I can't say that, but like, we got us one.
We had a Panthers fan.
It's tarnished. It's a tarnished ring.
But yeah, Tree, I want to bring you in on this because we're in the NFC right now. We just talked a little bit about Jaden Daniels. We talked a little bit about Drake May. So I want to talk about the other trifecta from that draft class. I know how much you love this guy, Iceman, Caleb Williams, Iceman. There's been a lot of talk about the Bears within their division.
All right, that was a great show. It's time to wrap this up, man. Overrated. Oh no, I'm not. Okay, let me change that. Overhyped. I said this when he came out of college. I'm saying it now. Everybody talking about Mahomes 2.0. No, it's Kyler Murray. He's Kyler Murray, bro. Like
he's Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray, yes, bro. This.
I agree with you on the overhype, but I don't like the Kyler Murray comparison.
If you watch Kyler Murray in college and you watch Caleb Williams, it kind of gives the same. This is the only thing that Caleb Williams does that gets everybody. He does cool stuff to that, and it's the fact that it's in the clutch. I can't take that away from him. He does some really great things in the clutch. However, he does some really bonehead things in the clutch. You can't be mid for 4 quarters, and for what? It's 58. You can't be mid for 58 minutes, and then 2 minutes. Not even 2 minutes, 15 seconds. You do some cool stuff, and then it's just supposed to wipe it. No, like one of Anthony Richardson's biggest downfall is his completion percentage is horrible. Do y'all know that Caleb Williams doesn't even throw 60% completion percentage?
58, actually.
50, like that's not good. Now I can't, like I said, I'm not gonna take away what he does well. He escapes the pocket really good, one of the best in the league. So what the league players say.
If I had to say so.
He has a great arm. He makes really cool throws. He makes really cool plays. And people like that. And it's just supposed to do away with all of the things he does bad. Because, and Ja is my witness. I called that last playoff game. I called it. Before he made that throw, I said, watch. He's going to do something so spectacular. Everything that he did this drive and before this game, everybody going to be like, bump that. That throw is amazing. He did it, and then they went to overtime, and I said, watch. He's not going to do it again, and he threw a pick.
The very next play, our group chat was on fire. It was literally the very next play.
I hate taking away good things that players does because it's like I'm hating, but it's like these other things matter. Hitting that 5-yard out route on 3rd and 5 to get the first like he missed that throw. Like, you know what I'm saying? He misses those little things, and that was something that I said when he was coming out. He misses the easy stuff, the routine stuff, the things that made Brady and Breeze great. He misses on those, and I don't think missing on routine things can make you a great player, in my opinion.
I'm gonna add to that real quick, and literally, like, you took all the words out of my mouth, and everything you've said about Caleb Williams, I've either said or have thought. So that was a beautiful breakdown. The only thing I'll add is like pretty much like the routine stuff. I want to emphasize that more. Like, bro, it's like he does these clutch things, like you said, but it's like you wouldn't have to have did all that if you just did the routine play 3 plays earlier. So, yeah.
So, I mean, I get you. Like, that makes a lot of sense, truth be told. But, like, he's still a young player. Like, he's only just completed his, 2nd year?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. So, I mean, he got time. He got room to grow. He got that's where coaching got to come in. Like, that is where Ben Johnson has to go in there and be like, listen, man, you ain't got to be Batman every single play or Superman every single play. You got to learn to take that 5-yard check down. Learn when to, throw the easy easy out route. All that spectacular shit is cool. Keep that up. Don't ever let that go. But yeah, that's when coaching got to step in and say, this is how we carry ourselves as an offense. That's where, he's a young player. He's gonna figure that out. That's gonna come. I don't have any he doesn't come off to me as like somebody who's not coachable or somebody who's not willing to get better in those areas. So I don't have any reason to believe that he won't get better in those areas.
And don't get me wrong, I don't want the narrative to be that I don't think Caleb Williams won't progress. I think Ben Johnson is probably the top 5 play callers in the league. I don't think, based off what I've seen, me personally, what I've seen from Caleb, people throwing him in the top 10 and he's a Madden cover, and I've heard some people say top 5. No. If you can't complete 60% of your passes, you're top 5 worst quarterbacks. Because a lot of people, again, Anthony Richardson's biggest knock is, and since he's been this top prospect, his completion percentage. Now I get, sometimes you throw the ball away, that hurts your completion percentage, but he's not doing it. He's trying to make these spectacular plays and all this. At least 62, all right, cool. I can live with 62. But not even 60, period.
60 is the benchmark, especially in the NFL that's very pass heavy, and it favors quarterbacks, and a lot of the schemes also favor you getting them easy completions. And like you said, you don't want to get too stuck on a number because, like you said, if you throw the ball away and nothing was open, that is going to bring your stuff down. But 60 is literally the benchmark if we're going to talk about somebody being great.
But is it fair to compare Caleb Williams to Anthony Richardson? Because, Anthony Richardson's problem was not just that his completion percentage was low. It was the fact that he can't read a defense. He doesn't know how to play position.
That was one of Anthony Richardson's biggest block. From what I heard a lot of people say, hey, his completion percentage has always been bad. It was bad when he was in high school. It was bad when he was at Florida. When he got to the league, it was bad. Completion percentage is just for me, it's okay. It's one of those stats that's it's important, but you also gotta take it with a grain of salt, because that lets me know hey, you are making the right reads, you are seeing the field, you are hitting the big play when you need to, or hitting your intermediate throws, or you hitting your check down when you need to.
Your completion percentage can be bad when everything else is good, when everything else is high. So if you're always high, but your completion percentage is low, you have that. Caleb didn't throw for 4,000 yards.
Chris, what were you about to say?
Caleb didn't even have 30 touchdowns. I think he only had 25 last year.
Yeah.
Right? He doesn't throw picks, so that's good. He doesn't turn the ball over, and he cleaned up that sack problem. So there are good things for him to work on. But like you said, he misses easy throws. Sometimes it's not even about reading the defense. Sometimes you just throw that bitch in the dirt.
Well, that's what I was about to say.
Too long. So
that's what I was about to say. I was going to say Anthony Richardson. The reason why his completion percentage was so low was because he wasn't making the right read. If you watch him play, he's throwing boneheaded play. He's throwing boneheaded throws. He's throwing into double coverage a lot of the times. He's throwing into dudes who are not open. He's sailing dudes who are open. He's not making the right play. When I watch Caleb Williams, his completion percentage might be a little low only because he is making the right read, but either the defense makes a better play, or maybe he might undersell it just a tad bit. I can live with that. I can excuse that. Or he might be trying to do a little bit too much, trying to make a huge play that he could make, that he has made, and it just didn't work out. Okay, yeah, I can live with that.
That's why
he sacrificed layups for things.
Take that completion percentage with a grain of salt, because I'm not one of those people that believes for a player to be good, it's just on him. No, it's a lot of things. It's a team sport. It's a lot of things that go into football that can impact another player's play on the field. Off the field, that's your own personal business. I only can speak on what's going on the field. But that's why I'm at least 60. You know what I'm saying? And even then, 60% even is low. That's a low end.
Lamar threw 60% in college, and they tried to make him a wide receiver. So
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that was that.
it's like that, and that's low end. Like, we've seen there are players out here that probably had 63, 64, and we could consider them a bad quarterback. Tua, what's Tua completion?
Tua being like the mid 60s, yo.
Yeah, Tua is like
Tua's
actually fairly accurate. He's not actually that.
Yeah, he just
got a noodle on
every other aspect of the game. But speaking of QBs,
I was about to say it's a great segue.
Yeah.
No, it ain't.
Top 10 QBs, man. Top 10 QBs.
Okay.
I was gonna say this for a little bit later, but fuck it, we here now, man. Top 10 QBs. Now, when presenting this question, don't really want you to stick to the number 10, right? I think we all have an idea because I feel like the first 5. Some people say the first 4, but I'm gonna say the first 5. I feel like the first 5 is pretty unanimous. I'll make a little argument for somebody in there, but we can say let's go ahead and get the big 3 out the way.
I feel like it depends.
Mahomes, Lamar, Josh, the big 3.
If you're doing order, then the first 3.
We're not doing order for the first 5. We're not doing order.
First 5? I don't know, man. That first 5.
For the first 3, we're not doing order for sure.
Because the first 3 is set.
Oh, we can't order the first 3.
Because we know
Hold on, we can't order the first 3.
Mahomes, Allen.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like
Jackson and Allen are top 3.
I see what you're saying because like if you you don't need to order the first 3 because you might say like, oh, this guy is better than this guy, but all 3 of them you would take on your team right now.
It's splitting hairs.
Yeah, and it's splitting hairs.
I don't have.
I think it's Mahomes.
Mahomes is a step above, but
Mahomes,
then the next 2 is
two,
splitting hairs.
and then everybody else is kind of like
Josh Allen is not in my top 3, and y'all can fight me or hate me. He's not in my top 3. He's in my top 5.
Okay.
He's in my top 5.
Let me hear why. Let me hear why.
Let me hear. Oh, this is great.
Let me hear your 3 first.
This is great. You want to hear my 3?
Let me hear your top 3.
Okay, my 3, because I feel like the disrespect has gone too far, and I'm sick of it. Matthew Stafford is currently top 3.
Okay.
I'm standing on that.
Okay, I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
I really want to hear why Josh Allen isn't up there.
The same sentiment, not the same sentiment, but like how your sentiment was with Caleb. I got a similar sentiment for Josh. Josh Allen makes a lot of dumb, stupid plays, and he makes a lot of spectacular plays, but he makes a lot of dumb plays. And when he does it, he gets a lot of excuses.
Yes.
I literally heard, I cannot make this up. I got a friend. I want to invite him on here next episode. The man told me, playoff game against the Broncos, he threw a pick. He threw it like 50 yards. So it was basically like a punt. He said, he threw an interception, but like it was basically a punt. I said, but that's still a possession. His team didn't score. Let Lamar do that? Oh my God. Lamar is the worst choking quarterback ever.
That is so much facts, bro. Like Lamar gets crucified for the same shit that we don't hold Josh Allen accountable to, and I'm sick of that. Like Josh Allen he's the reason. I would say a good chunk of those playoff losses came on something he did.
Hey, this has been a great time. We got a little compilation video. Add that little compilation video right here. All them Josh Allen.
I just feel good to be speaking to some people who really talk ball for it because I've been saying this since he got in the league. Dude is turnover prone. When they gave him the keys and said, "Hey, go be Superman," he led the league in turnovers.
He did.
Y'all want to make me defend the bill, and I don't like it.
I'm not. No, because I got.
And I don't like it. I understand the reason that y'all saying for him not being top 3. Well,
I have him.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Cam just changed my mind. I'm with you. Stafford's 3. Yeah, you're right. Honestly,
Stafford at 3.
Right now, I'm putting Stafford at 3.
Okay.
Stafford has never played with. Stafford's never had success without having a loaded team. Every year that we have felt that the Rams were the best team in the NFC, that's the only time that Stafford has done well in the playoffs. Is that fact?
Can I pause you right there?
Go for it.
How good do you really think Cooper Kupp was?
Oh my God! Oh my God! Thank you. Bro. No, I'm not trying to hear that. I'm not trying to hear that because I told y'all when he had that season, bro. I put that more on Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford.
Okay, well, I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna give you that. If we take away Cooper Kupp, but what about Sean McVay? Sean McVay is the best coach in football.
Now
the best play caller in
that's
football.
why
Josh Allen
I
had Sean
got
McDermott,
Josh Allen.
who was a good coach but a defensive coach, and his offensive coordinators, they're good, but they ain't Sean McVay.
And
Sean
you know
McVay,
who else? You know who else
that's
had Sean
anybody
McVay?
look good.
You know who else had Sean McVay?
Jared Goff, who went to the Super Bowl
Hey,
and won
Jared Goff
Offensive
didn't
Player of
win.
the Year.
He didn't
That's
win.
proving my point.
So
Jared Goff.
my thing is now the reason
like
I
that,
have
though.
Josh above Stafford is because in recent years, and this is where you got to give Josh his credit. In recent years, Josh has had less, and he's still been able to perform to agree to where, hey, yeah, my top receiver left, but I'm still that guy. Now, do I think he's turnover prone? Yes, I do. That is never going to change. I don't care what no stat anybody brings up. It's going to happen. Do I think he needs some blame for how he played in the playoffs? Because we just had this conversation the other day. Josh Allen, his playoff numbers aren't that good. Like the games where he lost, them games he lost in the division round or the AFC, he played good in one game. If I'm not mistaken, John, we looked it up. He played good in one game.
Everything else was kind of regular.
Everything else was like, or you kind of suck. So, and yes, people talk about the 13 game. That was Mahomes. Like, I get you can't do nothing about that. But Josh Allen, he turns the ball over. But I do think he's been able to do more with less. Now, granted, James Cook has popped out and had some a great year. Trying to see if he's a top back. Is he top 5? I don't think so. Is he top 10? Probably 8, 9, or 10. But that's a conversation for another day.
For sure.
But I do think Josh Allen is doing more with less. And I do think that if you put Josh Allen in Matthew Stafford's position, I don't think there would be a drop-off. But if you put Matthew Stafford in Josh Allen's position,
we call them the Buffalo Lions.
You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So,
my thing with I think last year's game against the Broncos was perhaps the most metaphorical way I could sum up Josh Allen's playoff career so far. In that game, dude had 4 turnovers, but he also had 5? Yeah, 5 turnovers. But I think
he had 4.
I think he had 4.
No, it was 4 picks and a fumble.
No, it was 3 picks. It was 3 picks and a fumble, and James Cook coughed up 1.
Okay, so 4 total turnovers, but I think he also had 4 touchdowns at the time as well, right? So this is why I blame Josh Allen, and this is why I don't have him as high as other people. It's kind of like Jekyll and Hyde almost, where when the game matters most, he will do something that will piss you off. So people harp on that play with Brandon Cooks. To me, yeah, it's an interception. First of all, it was an interception, clear interception. But at the same time, why did he throw it?
Double coverage.
It was double coverage. You throwing it to a 5'10" receiver, expecting him to make a jump ball, and it was second down.
Who's 32 as well.
A 32-year-old 5'10" receiver, and you throwing a go ball to him on second down.
Would you do that on that?
I get it. Y'all thinking right now.
I get it.
Kind of hard. It's hard for me to keep listening.
So
okay.
my question is what's the decision? What's the decision?
I'm not gonna lie, y'all making me push him out the top.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all might make me push him out the top. All right, Chris, you go 4, 5, and 6 because even though I know this person probably isn't your 4, he's probably your 2 or 3. But let's see your 4.
So, real quick, because I don't want to seem like I'm a Josh Allen hater, because I actually do really like his game, and I've liked this game coming out since the draft. But I will say to your point, Jai, I think so one of y'all said it. I'm gonna say this: why is he throwing to Brandon Cooks? As in, why is Brandon Cooks who's on the field in that time? I will say Khalil Shakir, no shade to him, but he ain't a number 1. You know what I'm saying? He's a good NFL receiver, but he ain't a number 1. So having that as your number 1 for two years now, that's pretty crazy. Because Keon Coleman, eating cookies and doing whatever. So we ain't gonna talk about that though.
Last thing, because I just got breaking news. Just got a graphic just got a graphic talking about Josh Allen overtime. Oh my god, that's this is actually crazy. Hold on, let me pull this up. This is this
Dog, that is crazy. I'm looking at it.
Why the fuck can I pull it up?
It's just whenever like I don't know. That the only game I don't blame on him is that
We'll put it in the video, but yeah.
The only game I don't blame on him is when he lost to Mahomes in that one game. We all know what we're talking about.
But they don't even play in. They don't even play into this because this is a overtime. That game didn't go into overtime.
No, it did.
It did go into overtime.
It did.
It did.
But that's whenever they changed the rules after that because Josh.
Now see, that pissed me off.
All right. Well, moving on from Josh.
Yeah.
Let's get your 4, 5, and 6. Even though I know
that
you said that Burrow ain't gonna be in your 5.
I'm gonna be real. Cam changed my mind. I think Stafford does belong in that 3rd spot. So with that said, I think Josh Allen does get bumped down to 4. Then that means Burrow is at 5 at that point. Because he made a good point about Stafford. I think Stafford is playing the best ball of his career, honestly, right now.
No, I'm sorry. I can't put Burrow in the top 5.
I can't put Burrow in the top 5 either.
I can't.
Who's ahead of Burrow?
Drake May.
I got Herbert.
Who's ahead of Burrow?
I got Herbert.
Drake May.
You serious? Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. No, he's dead serious.
I'm talking about Josh. Like, he's serious.
No, he's dead serious.
I got Drake May and Stafford. In my 5, Mahomes, Lamar, Allen, Stafford, Drake May.
Oh, mine's Mahomes, Allen. Mahomes, Lamar, Allen, Stafford, and Herbert.
I ain't putting Herbert over Burrow.
Bro, what? No, it's Mahomes, it's Lamar. I must go ahead and say I was convinced with Stafford. Then it's Allen, Burrow. Honestly, at that point, 6 might be Drake May at that point. He might be Drake. It might be Drake May. I'm not putting Justin Herbert nowhere near the top 5.
Without Jamar Chase, that's all I'm gonna say. That's why I give him the ball.
I'm not putting Justin Herbert nowhere near my top 5. You cannot be top 5 and be 0-4 in the playoffs. You
can't be top 5 and miss the playoffs 3 years in a row.
Okay.
No.
How bad?
Is it 3 or 4? Because
it's 3. It's 3. It's 3. It's 3. But it's like
it's 3.
How terrible was that Bengals overall team? People want to harp on T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, but they don't want to talk about how.
That's fine. I'm gonna tell you why, and Ja agrees because we've had this conversation.
We had this conversation too.
You can't be saying, "Oh, I ain't got this. My team is bad. My team is bad." When your organization drafted you, and the same year went and got you a number 1 receiver, and then the following year went and got you another number 1 receiver.
I mean, but last I checked, football's played with 22 starters.
Okay. Let me finish. Now, you're playing after y'all go on that Super Bowl run. You make 55 mil. Your top dog makes 40, and your other number 1 makes another 30. And then they went out and signed the offensive lineman because Burrow's getting sacked. They went and got a tackle that I think he made like 16. So you got 4 guys making more than half the salary cap. Where's the rest of the money gonna go? 4 guys on offense at that, not 4 guys on defense.
So
offense. So when the team don't have the money to extend a Jesse Bates, who they had to trade because they got all these other guys to pay, or they can't sign a Trey Hendrickson because they don't got no money because they got to pay all these other guys. They went and got everything they say a quarterback needs to be successful in the league. Oh, the quarterback got to have somebody to throw the ball to. You got 2 number 1s in a span of 2 years. The year you got drafted and the next year, they went and got somebody that played in school with you and won a national championship with you. Right. And then, he gets sacked a lot. They went and signed an offensive tackle. But now you want to complain that, my team's bad. No. You don't.
I mean, everything you just said just sounds like the general manager's
$5 million a year. When you're taking up most of the money, you have what's the word we use, Ja? You have to make up for that. You have to make up for other teams.
You have to make up for the deficiency.
You have to make up for that deficiencies.
They did everything to set up for the offense to make your offensive job easier. If you're supposed to be in the same realm as the people that you're talking about, if you're supposed to be in the realm of the Mahomes, the Lamars, the Allens, the Staffords, if you're supposed to be in that class, you have to make up with less.
I'm gonna tell you why I give Burrow so much grace with this. Is because I, as a Saints fan, I watched from 2014, 15, and 16. We went 7-9 all 3 of those years. That was a 3-year span. We went 7-9, and Breeze was putting up crazy numbers week in, week out, and we was losing.
Now, the Breeze didn't have nothing. Did Drew Brees have Jamar Chase and Higgins? That was before Michael Thomas and Alvin Kamara.
And then on top of that, Chase Brown is no slouch. Chase Brown is a good running back. And you can't forget, when Joe Burrow got drafted, they had Tyler Boyd, who is a good NFL receiver, as their wide receiver 3.
And Joe Mixon.
And they had Joe. Come on, man. No.
But when he got drafted, okay, them first few years, that was when the team was at its strongest. And guess what? They were making the playoffs and Super Bowls.
Okay, you can't fall off and then, I'm still a top 5 quarterback.
But he didn't fall off, though. Numbers. He didn't fall off. Like Joe Burrow, if he was on a winning team, the numbers he put in, like, 24, he would have been an MVP.
The same reason people knock Herbert is the same reason why I'm knocking Burrow.
Putting up those numbers
no, because Burrow wins in the playoffs. He's won in the playoffs.
Burrow don't make the playoffs.
Is he putting up those numbers without those receivers?
I think he
putting up the 40 touchdowns, the 5,000 yards.
And guess what? Quite frankly, if you go look at the game, the backup was putting up the same numbers. So is it really Joe Burrow?
Able to put up those numbers.
I don't know about that.
We're not about to act like Jake Brown is Joe Burrow now.
I'm just saying. I'm just telling you a fact.
Hold on.
When Joe Burrow got hurt and Jake Brown stepped in, the offense didn't look that much different. That's all I'm saying.
For 2 weeks, and then he crashed.
It was still averaging 27 points a game.
They wasn't banging on it. It's a reason they got Joe Flacco, man.
And, okay, and guess what? Joe Burrow came back, and they still didn't make the playoffs. The same reason. Herbert gets in the playoffs and play bad. Let's really dissect that last Herbert game. No, because we talking about people in the top 5 that don't even make the playoffs.
Herbert might not even crack my top 10.
Hold on, so we not trying to put Burrow in the top 5 though? That's kind of
he's not trying. I'm saying Burrow belongs in the top 5.
I said that May's in the top 5.
Okay, hold on. Herbert in the top 5. I don't know.
See, that's the crazy thing.
Now, let me tell you why. Herbert's talent. Herbert has too much talent. Now, don't get me wrong. I know the playoff games he hasn't played well. I understand that. Is Herbert the only quarterback to have bad playoff games? No. Have other players won playoff games? Yes. Herbert has some winning to do in the postseason. If not, I would gladly remove Herbert. I have no problem removing anybody if they're not doing their job. Hence why Burrow is not in my top 5.
But he is doing his job.
I have a question.
He is.
I just want to add a little fact to it, a little bit of context. It's not just a fall off in the regular season. The playoffs. Just Herbert has also fell off in the regular season. His first 3 years, phenomenal. 4,300 yards, 5,000 yards, 4,700 yards, 31 touchdowns, 38 touchdowns, 25 touchdowns. His last 3 years, 3,100 yards, 20 touchdowns. 3,800 yards, 23 touchdowns. That's Mac Jones' numbers. 3,700 yards, 26 touchdowns. He hasn't even been producing in the regular season to get that nod anymore. He fell off everywhere. The only thing that's been good about Herbert, except for last year, was his turnovers.
Hey, quick question. How many touchdowns did Joe Burrow have last year?
Not enough.
If he had more than Herbert and he missed games.
Bro, I was going to say, 2024, when the Bengals were really, really bad, Joe Burrow had damn near 5,000 yards, 43 touchdowns. That's an MVP season.
He went berserk, bro. Herbert ain't got no season like that.
Doing that without those wide receivers.
You're doing all of this in the regular season. Okay. If that's the case, why isn't Dak in nobody's top 5? Because Dak has these great numbers, and he makes the playoffs.
Dak is in my top 8.
But Dak is a top 10 quarterback. Dak is probably around like 7.
Okay, let's move on to 6, 7, 8. Let's move on to 6, 7, 8 because
that's where Dak fits.
We got 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6 was some combination between Burrow, Stafford, I got Drake May.
Drake May. I'll put Drake May in that category.
I got Drake May at 5.
All right, hold on.
I got all the Wonder Kids in my top 10.
I'm gonna see, and that's what I didn't do. I intentionally did that because it was very difficult for me to rank them. I can't. It's too short and too soon for me to be like, oh, they top 10 for sure. That's crazy to me.
After hearing the Carter 1, I didn't need to hear the Carter 2 to know that Lil Wayne was a great rapper.
That ain't the same thing.
Wait. CJ Stroud though. CJ Stroud
didn't do eye test.
Okay. So to be fair to that, I put CJ Stroud top 10 after that rookie year.
See,
right? A lot of people did, including himself.
I'm talking about when you marry the production with what your eyes showed you. CJ Stroud, you can tell that's a whole different caliber of player. Them three is a whole different caliber of player. But let's move on to 6, 7, 8. So this is where I'm gonna jump in it, right? Right. At 6, I got Burrow. Right. At 7, I got Jaden Daniels.
I got Jaden above Burrow.
At 7, I got Jaden Daniels. At 8, I got Jalen Hurts.
I got
above Dak.
Yeah. I got Dak at 9.
I'm not mad at that.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
I'm not mad at
that. I had to think about it for a sec.
Because Dak don't win playoff games either.
Yeah, I had to think about it for a second, but yeah.
Hold on, wait. So go. You said Dak was at 9?
Yeah.
Who's 10?
10, Caleb. And then right outside.
You got Caleb over Herbert? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I got Herbert at 11, and I got Herbert at 12.
Okay. So
I got Herbert at 11.
Mahomes, Lamar, Stafford, Allen, Herbert. 6. That's where it gets interchangeable. I got Jaden. I get Jaden was hurt, but I still got Jaden. Jaden, Burrow, and those are kind of interchangeable.
Wait, where you got Drake May?
I got Drake May right after Burrow.
Wait, you got Herbert.
A man who went to the Super Bowl. Two people who went to the Super Bowl is ahead of a dude who's never won a playoff game.
I'm sorry. I can't. Like I said, Burrow has his flaws, but I can't put Drake May above him yet because
it's crazy because I'm a Justin Herbert.
Yeah, it's the Herbert part. It's the Herbert part.
Bro, I'm a Justin Herbert believer.
Herbert. So me personally, I believe. Now I could be wrong, but I believe Herbert's outside of the playoff games, Herbert's flaws came from other football factors, his drop off due to like coaching and things of that nature. That's why I asked Herbert.
It's crazy because I love Herbert.
He had coaches. He had like 4 offensive coordinators.
Oh,
he
bro.
had Keenan Allen. He got a great defense. He got Larry.
Okay. I see. Hold on. See, I'm like in the middle with this because I really like Justin Herbert and I've been a fan, but like I can't defend him as hard as you going. But then, Jai, you tripping. We not finna act like the Chargers have been a competent organization.
Thank you. But at the same time, everything that you're saying about the Chargers,
team, but he was putting up numbers. But when Herbert, he still gets knocked.
Think about what you're saying, though, bro.
No, wait, we're not finna sit here and act like Herbert don't drag this team to the playoffs every year.
He don't.
He drugged them this year. He drugged them this year.
Drugged them to the
with
playoffs.
No offensive line.
And Josh,
oh my God, bro, you watch the game. Everybody act like the offensive line got hurt in the middle of the season and he had to make up for it. They was hurt.
They was trash.
So he knew his offensive lineman at the fucking beginning.
That doesn't make it any easier though.
On the offensive line, he was Drake May was the most sacked quarterback in the NFL in NFL history. Until that made the Super Bowl. He beat Herbert. Herbert had 86 yards in a playoff game.
Okay. Now let's speak on the game. We're not
no. They was
because you know what I'm about to say. You watched that game. You're not about to sit here and act like every time Justin Herbert dropped back, he wasn't getting thrown his ass.
So where was this? Where is this energy for Joe Burrow when Joe Burrow's getting dropped on his ass?
No, Joe Burrow. When that was happening for Joe Burrow was still in the top 5.
Yeah, Herbert. I still had Joe Burrow in the top 5. Herbert. 4 picks against that same over time. Herbert, get the fuck out of here.
Ain't nobody listening. Your mic don't even sound clear. I said, so for me, Burrow has recently been pushed out of the top 5 due to not making the playoffs 3 years in a row.
Okay, so you're just saying losing a playoff game is not as bad as missing the playoffs.
3 years in a row.
I get you.
3
Okay,
years in a row.
On the surface, that sounds reasonable. But what the thing is that the nuance of it is like just like how you're factoring Herbert's team, and it's the reason why he's not having playoff success. I'm doing that same thing, but to a greater extent, because to me, the Bengals overall is worse than the Chargers.
Okay,
they are worse than the Chargers overall.
Since Joe Burrow has gotten in the league, the Bengals have done everything that you would say, hey, I just drafted this quarterback first overall. This is what I need to do for him to be serviceable.
No, they did two things. They made two moves. They got T. Higgins and they got Jamar Chase. Outside of them two moves, everything else was incompetent.
No, when Joe Burrow got drafted that same year, they drafted T. Higgins, a number one wide receiver.
Sure.
The next year, they got a better wide receiver.
Sure.
So 2 wide receivers.
That's it. And that's where it stops.
Burrow was
they signed Orlando Brown, who was the best tackle in free agency.
Okay, but hold on. Let's pause though. Let's ask a
let's do 7, 8, 9, 10.
But hold on, real quick. I have to ask this question because this is really gonna tell me like everybody's stance on this. Is that not poor GM / roster construction?
That's what I said.
Offense.
That's exactly what I said. I said this all sounds like you're saying the Bengals GM is ass rather than having an indictment on Joe Burrow.
Would you do that on Madden? You would draft all offense 4 years in a row? That's
the fact
crazy.
that they had to spam the offense is why I'm knocking him, because they're making up for it. Because they saw in college he needed to have the most dominant offensive weapons.
He didn't have to. He just had it.
He was a backup.
Hey,
he was a backup until he got
outside of that 2019 season. What did Burrow do in
college? He was a backup until he
was at Ohio State.
Hold on, wait. Do you know who was ahead of him? Do you know what at Ohio State? Do you know who was ahead of him at Ohio State?
Justin Fields, who was a five-star.
He had Justin Fields ahead of him. He had, I think.
How do we feel about Justin Fields?
We're not doing hindsight, bro. We're not doing hindsight.
Come on.
Justin Fields was a 5-star, one of the best quarterbacks ever high school.
There was another guy that he had on that team. I think Justin Fields was the QB too.
It was another QB ahead of them because he was a senior or something. It was stacked.
This is like 2017,
bro. Because J-Mo was on that team and he didn't even play. So you gonna bash J-Mo too? Like, come on, bro. That team was just stacked.
JT Barrett was the starter,
and JT Barrett was a really good college quarterback.
Hey man, all I'm saying.
Anyway, Tree, get the rest of your 10 out. Let's get the rest of everybody 10 weeks.
I say Herbert. After Herbert, I had Jaden Burrow, Drake, Dak, and I got Jalen Hurts in there.
Okay. All right,
not mad at the last 3, 4.
Yeah, get you from 5 on.
All right, so what am I starting from 5, right?
Yeah.
So
well,
yeah,
four for you because you dropped the bomb and then dropped off.
Yeah, I know. So it was Pat, Lamar, Stafford, Burrow, Allen. I left the young folks out because I'm just like it's too early. So I went Dak, Herbert, Hurts, Goff, and Jordan Love.
I love the Jordan Love appreciation. It's a Jordan Love stand. I'm here for it. Goff,
bro, Goff's solid, bro. And I was a person who was bashing Goff.
Yeah,
I'm not putting Goff in before Sam Darnold.
Why?
I am.
I'm not putting Goff in before Sam Darnold.
At this
point, they do the same thing.
They're interchangeable.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold won the ring.
You gotta put Sam Darnold because Sam Darnold shown that with the stacked team, I can win.
Offense is as stacked as Goff is.
Yeah, but they got the same problem as the Bengals. They ain't got no defense. It's just they spammed the offense in the draft, and it's
cute, I think the Seahawks are a better team than the Lions.
Aiden Hudson was just hurt. Their defense just kept getting hurt. Aiden Hudson got hurt. Kirby Joseph got hurt. Brian Branch got hurt.
They got hurt.
They were just hurt last year.
But the Seahawks are.
They also got 40 dropped on them by a rookie in the playoffs. But
that's how good Jaden was.
See, this is the thing I think as a lot of fans, even fans who know ball, we all get caught up in this sometimes, where we get caught up in the names. But people forget, I think as a unit, not even they might not have huge names, but as a unit, the Seahawks were a great team. They played as a total unit. So I would say the Seahawks were a better team, even with minus the injuries on the Lions. They are still better than the Lions.
I would say that's where the coaching edge comes in, and I think that Mike McDonald is a way better coach than Dan Campbell. I hate Dan Campbell. I think that the Lions should have let Dan Campbell go and just hired Ben Johnson.
No, the Ravens should have let Harbaugh go a year earlier and promoted Mike McDonald. That's what should have happened.
Yeah, that should have happened. Yeah, the Ravens dropped the ball.
I feel like I I understand the keepings of Dan Campbell. I feel like now I'm not now hear me out. Before you speak, let me finish my thought because what I'm about to say is kind of crazy. It's gonna off the like here.
It can't be crazy in the Herbert shit. So
gotta give us the disclaimer first.
It's off sound is crazier than that. I think the Lions for like the Mike Tomlin effect. Hear me out. The Steelers with Mike Tomlin, regardless of who is on their roster, you knew Mike Tomlin was gonna have them guys ready to play. And I feel like Dan Campbell has that effect on the locker room to where, regardless of who he has on his roster, they're gonna come ready to play. Now, the downside of that is for them to be effective, you got to have really good coordinators. And the thing with the NFL is you got really good coordinators.
They're going to get poached.
A bad team going to get them scooped up. So I don't think Dan Campbell's a bad coach, but I don't think he's a good coach to where, okay, my coordinators are gone. I can run the scheme. You know what I'm saying?
I like to add to that point, like you got to realize this is the Detroit Lions we're talking about, and like I think that like that matters because it's like when you've been trashed for so long and you finally get a little something that's like, ooh, like we making the playoffs, you get more grace, yeah.
Like I kind of think of Dan Campbell as kind of like Ogeron, like Ed Ogeron. Like, will I run through a brick wall for this dude? Yeah, he'll get me motivated, he'll get me hyped, he'll get me ready to play on game day. Is he the best X's and O's guy? Probably not. No.
That stupid shit they did against the Chiefs where they split Jared Goff out wide and did the fake. What the fuck was that?
Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's whenever I said, "Damn, they really miss Ben Johnson." Because what the fuck? What the fuck was that?
Yeah. So I don't see Dan Campbell getting fired after this season. Now, next season he might be on the chopping block because.
Depending on how bad that season is.
Yeah, like you only can take so much
because you can't
the interdivisional.
To what Cam said, like you cannot fire your most successful coach in more than over 2 decades. You can't do that unless you have a good backup plan. You have to have a good strategy going forward. You have to also know, like, you have to monitor the landscape of the league, like what's going on around the league. Can we make this move right now, or is it better to stay put?
That's true.
So
true. All right, man. So as we wrap up here, just want to get some quick thoughts around y'all team expectations. Everybody's a fan of different teams. Cam, I know it's gonna hurt your heart, you being from Chicago, Atlanta, Vegas, but you're gonna have to pick the Ravens to go there since we already have our residential Falcons fan. He came in with the moniker Dirty Bird. Like, come on, man. You really ain't about this Falcon shit for real. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I am, bro. I got 4 jerseys. I'm a season ticket holder, man. What you want me to say? I got more Falcons apparel than I got Ravens apparel.
As you live in the city, man. That's wild.
I got more apparel than Morehouse apparel, and actually is what I like more.
No, that's cool. We'll let him take the Falcons because I really want to hear what he got to say. I feel like he's gonna say something crazy, so I want to hear it.
All right, Steve, go ahead and kick it off with some expectations. Give 3 things that you're excited for, you expect about your team. Y'all have a new coach. Y'all have a new quarterback.
Let's say how I felt about my team 2 weeks ago and how I feel about them now. What 5? But like I said, last year I thought out of everybody in the league. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what anybody got. I thought we had the best draft as a whole, not individual player as a whole. However, like I said, 2 weeks ago, my thought process was different. Now, I did see us potentially winning somewhere around 10 to 12 games this year. We gonna let Saints fans hate. Like, we don't even 2-0.
10 to 12 games.
That's hilarious.
Honestly, I did, and I'm gonna tell you why.
On Madden, probably.
No. Oh man, yeah. That's great. That's a great team.
Because anybody that knows ball,
10, I'm with you. 12 is crazy.
I said 10 to 12. You know, it's a lot of aspects that goes into football. Like,
Have you seen the schedule?
I did.
And you see potentially 12 is great. 10, I'm with you on if things go right, they can get 10.
That's why I said 10 to 12 because you never know. Because you can't play in injuries and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Somebody have a down year, somebody break out. You can't play into that. So that's why
I think if Michael Penix won MVP, we still wouldn't win 12 games. But
all right, 10 to 12 games. What else do you see?
I thought that. Now it's around 8 to 10.
There we go.
It's around there now. Honestly, it's because honestly speaking, like I knew we were gonna have games to where our offense was just gonna look great. But before, I also thought we were gonna have games where our defense looked absolutely amazing. However, one of our edge rushers got hurt. He's out for the year. He's not playing. And then we have another edge rusher. We don't know how many games he's gonna miss this season due to suspension. And it's not always good when, especially for young players, there's not too many players that bounce back after significant injury and or significant times missed, because those are live reps that you're missing, and everybody don't just bounce back from that, especially being a young player. So that hurts. I do still believe that we could potentially have a top defense in the league before. Now, I don't really think that much. I still do like our pieces that we picked up in the draft. You can ask Ja. Every player that I asked for, we got. I love that. I don't care what anybody say. I love the Harold Perkins edition. Avion Terrell. And that's the biggest thing. I don't know where they're gonna play him, if they're gonna let him stay out wide or if they're gonna put him in the slot, because we still got Billy Bowman coming back.
You play in the slot.
Usually young corners a lot of the times, unless they like a stud, they play in the slot.
But that's what I'm saying. We got Billy Bowman coming back, and you know what I'm saying? And one of our undrafted free agents, Kobe Bryant, I don't care what nobody say, Bruck can play.
He can play. He can ball.
Bruck, if you
is he gonna do it for like he do things for 2 reps, and in the next 2 reps you like, bro, okay, who is that?
So my thing with Kobe Bryant was he was always there, but he was just a step late. And I chalked that up to being a young guy, you're undrafted, you don't get many reps. So, but now I'm looking at this season as Michael Penix, this is your year to say, hey, I'm the guy of the future, period. If you can't show that, I feel like we're going to draft a quarterback in the first round again.
Well, is he the starter?
Well, they had news on that too. It's supposed to start the first preseason game. So I think they're going to alternate this preseason. I think that's kind of
Penix is not cleared yet for 11-on-11.
Okay,
he's only doing 7-on-7 in practice.
Okay. I think he is cleared. I think that's a personal decision to just not participate in that.
And that's insanity, and that's a lot of arrogance, because like the young player need them reps. But
and you know how he likes them left-handed Hawaiians.
But that's why I also think they brought Tua in, because you know people have their superstitions like, oh, left-handed quarterbacks is different from catching the right-handed quarterback. The ball spin the same. I'm a receiver. That shit don't matter. You can catch, regardless of who's throwing the ball. But I'm not saying there's similarities there, but I don't think that, because the offense get called differently when it's a left-handed quarterback and a right-handed quarterback. You're bringing another left-handed quarterback, so everything looks the same regardless of who's in, and they get comfortable with that. Honestly, I wasn't too fond of the Kevin Stefanski hiring. However, like, we can't sit here and act like he wasn't the coach of the year with the Browns.
He's an upgrade over Morris.
Oh,
absolutely,
for sure.
Don't get me.
I hate to say that about a black coach, but Morris should have been fired a long time ago.
I'm
not gonna lie to you.
He shouldn't have got a second chance. But
but it's not even the black coach, because like old boy Arthur Smith, he was terrible too. He was worse than Morris.
That's true.
No, I think Arthur Smith was better than Raheem Morris. But
Arthur Smith got some bad teams and bad QBs.
Arthur Smith had some bad teams.
He had Kirk Cousins.
No, he didn't. That was Raheem.
Oh,
he had Ritter and Mariota.
Yeah,
okay, I'm tripping. All right.
Team after the Super Bowl team, everybody started leaving and got old and hurt.
Yeah, Matt Ryan. Shout out Felipe Franks.
Yeah, Felipe Franks, Desmond Ritt. Don't.
Okay, I got bad.
But yeah, so I think this year for me personally, has shifted from hey, let's get in the playoffs and win a game to let's see what Penix can do.
Okay.
Now,
So,
I
Speaking
do
of the
think
NFC South,
the division that we're in, I
okay.
do think we still can get in the playoffs because I mean, I'm not too big on the Bucks.
it's no front runner.
It's I'm not too big on their offseason acquisitions.
Yeah, don't worry about the Bucks. That's not the team you need to be worried about.
I mean, the Panthers,
Not them either.
I mean, well speak
not
your
worried
piece
about
then,
the
Chris.
Saints. The only thing I'm not gonna
Go
lie,
ahead.
the only thing I like that the Saints did that they went and got Jordan Tyson. I really like.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm
The
gonna
running
tell you.
back too.
I really like Jordan Tyson.
And real quick, I don't want to cut you off, Chris, but
Go ahead.
Zachariah Branch, bro. I'm a UGA fan. Obviously, go Dogs, bro. Zachariah Branch is going like I don't think people understand how much Georgia offense held him back.
Hey,
like,
Cam, I was just gonna let him shock the world. I ain't want to bring him above.
For sure.
Hey, John, tell him what when the draft was going on. I said, "Oh, we finna
They
get
literally
Terrell."
drafted. We was watching the draft.
Oh,
They literally
we
drafted
about to get
everybody.
Brent.
I think it was in a park or something. They literally drafted everybody that he wanted. Like,
Dang.
I was so juiced after the draft, dog. I was like, "Oh yeah, nigga, we're winning the bowl."
So I'm gonna be real with you. I think Atlanta's the second best team in the South, and that's with a 5-12 record. So, but no, be real. Listen, I'm gonna preface this by saying last year, my outlook on the last couple seasons for the Saints, I was not this high on the Saints. I thought we were third or worst team in the division. This year's different story. We are going to run away with this division. It is not going to be close. We are going to beat the ever-living dog shit out of everybody in this goddamn division. And the reason why I say that is because we got tremendously better, you got a little better, and the other two got no better. So
can we do this? Because there's this thing called film.
Yeah.
It's easy to come in and dominate when ain't no film on you.
So
but
we already got
now that the whole 32 got film on you, like
okay.
And let's be real.
Hey, Marcus,
the biggest question
Ritter
mark
had
of
me
our
fooled
team
for 4 games.
The biggest question, but the biggest question mark on our team is Tyler Shuck. And even with that question mark, I believe in him because of what I saw and the green flags that he exhibited in those 9 games that he started.
Guess what? I was at that Falcons and Saints game, and what I saw, it wasn't pretty.
Hey, now I'm gonna say this though: them receivers that game he was playing with, they could have signed me and you.
Come on, bro.
We could have played that game.
Come
Real
on,
shit.
bro.
But beyond that, though, I do agree though.
Intro when I
bro, film
like that. Wait a minute, it ain't 32 receivers in the league better than me.
For sure, my bad.
The Saints were trying. They were trying nobodies, bro, out there.
Yeah,
we had Audric Estime and whoever the hell else.
Who?
Yeah, exactly. Who? Exactly.
That's why I put the 10 to 12 wins on the Falcons because, like I said, you never know what's gonna happen. Is Chris Olave will be healthy the whole year?
So, my prediction for the Saints. I said we win the division at 10-7. We win the division at 10-7. I think at most we might lose one. We might split one game with the Falcons. We'll split it. But that's gonna be y'all little game. Y'all gonna get that little Super Bowl. That's it. That's y'all Super Bowl. And that's it. That's all. That's as far as you go. I think Shuck is the biggest question mark because I gotta see can he the film thing, like sophomore slump and all that kind of stuff. Other than that, the rest of the team look good. We had a top 10 defense. We got I think 2 wide receiver ones now, really like a 1A 1B kind of deal. We got Travis Etienne.
But I'm not mad at that. I fuck with Jordan Tyson.
Jordan Tyson stay healthy, bro, that dude is special.
If him and Chris Olave stay healthy, I think they
both of them. So we got that. We got that going for us. Etienne, I think his name is pronounced Etienne. That's what he said.
It's Etienne. Yeah,
Etienne. So Travis Etienne, right? That's going to be our top running back. He's the first guy on our team that's had an 1,000-yard season. We have not had a 1,000-yard season since Mark Ingram in like 2018, 2019. Or something like that.
He still got Kamara, even though he fell off a little bit. He's still Kamara though.
Now Kamara can take a step back into that running back 2 role, which actually at this point of his career might suit him better.
Yeah,
it might suit him a lot better.
And so, he's a good receiving back still.
Yeah. And then the offensive line got revamped tremendously because we got all of our starters that were hurt last year coming back. Eric McCoy coming back. We got David Edwards, who is a top guard.
Kelvin Banks.
He's coming back. Kelvin Banks proved that he is a premier franchise left tackle.
I wanted him over
Talisa Fuaga is a premier franchise right tackle. The weakest link is Caesar Salad at the right guard spot, but
Hey, man,
yeah, because
James Pierce kind of shitted on them niggas last season.
He did.
They were hurt.
I don't really know why we spend too much time talking about a team that my team swept last season.
Because we're gonna win the division.
We talking about this year.
Let's go to another team who didn't win their division. Cam, let's talk about these Ravens.
Hey man,
What's
so
the outlook looking like?
I'm not gonna be the delusional Ravens fan and be like, we going to the Super Bowl, because like I'm not about to set myself up. Y'all are setting yourselves up for heartbreak, and I love it, because when we come back to these clips in January, the Falcons not gonna have 112 games, and the Saints are not running away with nothing. If they went,
talking about. I said that was how I felt 2 weeks ago.
You did say that. You did.
I said 8-10.
The fact that you even felt that way is crazy. With Tua and Penix is our quarterbacks, but
Quite
whatever.
Oh no, wait, whoa.
No. Come on, go. Let him go. We're going for 90 minutes.
The Saints, if they win the division, they're not gonna run away with it, because the NFC South is truly a clusterfuck. Like, the only stability at quarterback is Baker Mayfield.
No, it's
everybody
not.
else is really a question.
And even that,
it's not.
That's what I'm saying. So like, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad, bro. Like,
to be honest, it's Baker Mayfield. But
you could argue the best coach is probably
Stefanski.
Canales?
No, it's Stefanski. It's Stefanski. It's Stefanski.
Tell us more.
No, it's Stefanski. Kellen Moore was his first year. That was unproven. Stefanski is a coach of the year. He's made the playoffs, won the playoff game. So, like, it's Stefanski.
Again, 3 different answers. A clusterfuck. So they're not running away with shit. Nobody in the division running away with nothing.
We spending the time on the NFC South
way too much, because it's the worst division in football. The Baltimore Ravens. Nate Wiggins is going to be a lot better. I think number one. I'm gonna start here. Jesse Minter. I'm not trying to put too much expectation because this is his first year. But, like, I really think his defensive mind and the things he showcased at Michigan and the Chargers in terms of X's and O's with the personnel the Ravens got, like, I think somebody said earlier, I think it was Chris, he was like, the Patriots got an all-pro player at almost every level. The Ravens literally got an all-pro player at every level on the defense.
They do.
Kyle Hamilton, Roquan Smith, and if Matabike is healthy, and Nate Wiggins, again, I'm standing on it. Clip this. Nate Wiggins all-pro season or close to it. I'm calling it now.
No, he's good. That dude is good. I believe in him. Yeah.
I'm standing on that.
I don't think he's gonna make all-pro, but I think he's gonna be that good to where he's up there, because it's just too many guys that's just better than him.
That's cool. That's cool.
But he's good though.
Going to the offense, Lamar. Lamar and Derrick Henry don't got to talk about that.
Right.
Offensive line, getting the guard. I forgot to pronounce his name from Penn State. Good first round pick. Gonna bring some stability. I hope Trash Falale, whatever his name is, he was garbage. Like one of the worst linemen ever. For real.
So you ain't got to worry about him.
Thank God. He's trash. I don't like losing Isaiah Likely, because I'm not gonna lie. I really think that Isaiah Likely right now is a better tight end than Mark Andrews.
Mark Andrews should have went.
Yeah, I fully agree, but I'm just hoping. I hope Mark can give me something. But outside of that, I do think Zay Flowers got to show with the money. Like, he got to show it. You were number one, and then we overpay you. He got to show it. He got to show it.
And so, can I say that real quick? I don't think it's gonna show numbers wise how people want it to. Zay Flowers isn't gonna be a 1,500-yard receiver, 10+. He's not gonna be that. Due to what the offense is now, I don't know what it's gonna be, but you got to think about it. You got Derrick Henry back there. Derrick Henry got to get his touches. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know how they're gonna do the whole read option thing with Lamar running, and they're gonna go back to that. They're gonna take it away. But off his ability, I can say I agree that he deserves that money. Off of his numbers, it's not gonna show. It's not.
Sure.
It's not. Being shifty does not earn you $150-something million.
I have the reverse. I think that his numbers have been actually pretty good. I think his numbers have over exceeded his expectations, just because ain't nobody been good in Baltimore to catch the goddamn ball at the wide receiver spot until this year. I'm really high on Jacoby Lane, but so I think that he got those numbers.
What?
I think that Zay Flowers got them numbers by default. I don't think that he's actually like that. I watched a lot of Zay Flowers at Boston College because this was in our Mac Jones era, and I thought it was like shit. We need somebody to get the ball, and he was connected to Baby Black. But boy, I'm glad y'all took him. So,
And did we get I know we got one of the Indiana receivers. Was it Surratt?
so right, yeah, so
We
right.
got Surratt. Like I'm a big college football guy, bro. Surratt clutch last year. Like
that was a good.
What
that-
number
yeah.
he wore Indiana? Then
I think he was like 13. I want to say off the top of my head, I think it's 13.
I'm trying to think. Is that the one that was making all them crazy contested catches?
I think that was Cooper that was making all the contested.
That was number 9, Cooper, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But 13, like he just got open and great body control, great hands, all that. So I think they added some good depth. And hey, the Colorado guy, LeJontay Webster. I don't know how big of a role he gonna play, but I like the talent though. For real.
I'm gonna tell you the problem I have with the Ravens is honestly the defense. I think the defense bounced back because I mean they had a down year. I think they actually do figure out a way to bounce back. Roquan Smith, find yourself, brother. Like find yourself, do something. All right. Offensively though, I just think that like a lot just rests on the shoulders of Lamar and Derrick Henry. The receiving core, I just don't think they ever got that right. I still don't think they got that right. But to your credit, they've gotten better. At least they're making some investment into it. Losing Tyler Linderbaum sucks. That sucks. That's a huge loss because he's like the best center in the league. And on top of that, center is probably the most important position outside of maybe left tackle you can make an argument for on that line. So like that's tough. And then you lost Isaiah Likely. He's the tight end 1, at least in my opinion. And you kept Mark Andrews for what? Legacy reasons? I don't know. Like like it's
you want to know
the
what
Ravens offense is going to be.
It's going to be interesting. Yeah, and I'm going to say this too real quick before I get my record prediction. I'm going to say this about center. I do think it's very important, but at the same time, I've seen centers leave and there be no drop-off, i.e. Eagles when Kelsey retired and Falcons when they lost Buddy that went to Chicago and they got Ryan Nazeal now. So
the only pushback I have against that, they had a succession plan. The Ravens' plan was Linderbaum. Yeah. And so there's that aspect of it. They did have a succession plan.
You did get old boy from the Bengals.
I was going to say, we didn't even discuss Trey Hendrickson. Like, I think
a big pickup.
Bro, that's 10 to 15 sacks guaranteed. And I think Mike Green on the other side of him, he's going to do his thing. So record, I'm going to go 11 to, if all things go well, we done seen the Ravens win 13 games. So 11 to 13, I think they win the division because I think Bengals defense ain't there. Steelers offense not there.
Yep.
The Browns are going to be solid.
I don't even want a record from you with the Ravens because Lamar and the Ravens have superseded that. I want you to tell me where they finished because right now they're number 2 in Super Bowl odds. So
which I think is crazy. I think that's crazy. But again, I'm not about to make the delusional take, but I'm going to say floor AFC Championship.
Yeah, that's a good floor. That's a good floor. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll leave it at that.
I think they can do it. For me, that all comes down to the offense. If if the offense is what they should be, that's a good floor.
And if the offense, this is the thing about the offense too. To your point, Chris, if they average, but the defense is like top 5,
like they could. I think Lamar is still good enough to drag an average offense.
That's crazy. All y'all was talking ball for like 120 minutes, and I don't know what the fuck happened in them last 15 when y'all started talking about y'all team. Just a whole bunch of nonsense.
Oh no, I said the Saints going 10-7. We getting bounced in the first round.
Let me give y'all some real unbiased analysis. Okay, we got two fucking football players here, and we got a journalist that covered an NFL team, and y'all don't know shit. So let me give y'all some real analysis as a student of the game. Right. Let's talk about the reigning AFC champs.
Here we go.
All right.
Who, the Chiefs? My bad.
My bad. Do I got to show the trophy? I'm putting the trophy in the video. Drake May.
I'm sorry.
That's so unpatriot-like to put a second place trophy up. That is crazy.
It's not. It's the first place in the AFC. First place in the AFC.
We're talking about the whole league, sir.
We're talking about the AFC right now. So listen. I think realistically, everybody wants to talk about the schedule. I hate the schedule argument. If the first thing you say is the schedule, you didn't watch the Patriots play. Because even though the record was easier, the defenses that we played were good. I saw Myles Garrett whoop Will Campbell ass and get 5 sacks.
Boy.
You feel me? Hey, but we still dropped 40 on them. So we played good defenses and we were still able to score.
Is Will Campbell still at tackle?
Huh?
Yeah.
Is he still at tackle?
Yeah.
Dino arms.
Yeah. Listen. I got a theory about that. What the plan is? We're gonna move him over to right guard next year. We're gonna put Caleb Lomu at left tackle, and whenever Crownover develop, he's gonna be the right tackle. I know what they're doing. Shit. But for right now, he's gonna stay left tackle. So this shit, we can't switch too much. Our coach then got caught up with the reporter, so we got a lot going on. But anyway, on the field, I think that what we have going for us is that I do think that Drake May has arrived. I think that at his floor, he is a good quarterback because I know people said, "Oh, the CJ Stroud and Jaden Daniels." I don't think Jaden Daniels fell off. I think he just got hurt. I think CJ Stroud, he was a good quarterback, but how he was being a good quarterback, you can tell it wasn't anything special. It was just surprising because he was so young. With Drake May, that's a great season. That's special regardless of whatever year you are in the league. If you watch it, any of your quarterbacks play like that, right? So that's why I got him where I got him. I think that unlike every other team contender, and that's why I'm so high on the Broncos too, we're the only one that's going in with continuity. The bulk of our core players are still there. We have our same head coach, and we have our same offensive coordinator with Josh McDaniels, great offensive coordinator. All right. I think the AJ Brown addition, the type of receiver AJ Brown is just a souped up Kayshon Boutte. Keep it above. And Kayshon Boutte looked great, which they say they want to keep him on the roster. I think that somebody by the end of the preseason is going to send us like a 4th round pick for him. Before the Commanders signed the G. I don't know. I want to trade him to the Giants for Kayvon Thibodeau because we need edge help. That's the only thing I'm worried about is our edges. But we did draft the guy out of Illinois, Gabe Jackas. I think he's gonna be good. I'm gonna go ahead and get my hot take here because by the time this episode come out, the preseason game been played. Eli Raridan, tight end we drafted in the 3rd round, 6'7" tight end, great hands, great after the catch, good straight line speed. Reminds me of another big white boy that we drafted in the day 2 at tight end. Baby Gronk. I'm calling it right now. Eli Raridan, Baby Gronk. My expectations for my team, I think that Drake May. Why do you have a golf wig on, Cam? Oh, never mind. That's a show. That shit is crazy. I think my expectations for Drake May, I think that he's going to be in the MVP conversation again. I'm not necessarily sure he'll win it because I don't think our record would be as good. I fully expect AJ Brown to damn near be offensive player of the year. I think Drake May is going to have better numbers than last year. Not completion percentage because I thought the completion percentage was an outlier. The way he was throwing the ball down the field, you're not about to complete 72% of your passes like that again. I think he's going to come back down to like 60%.
And he was taking sacks.
I don't think he's going to take as many sacks either. I think he's going to throw the ball away a lot more.
Yeah.
And I think
he's
he'll
going
throw
to
the ball away.
last year, he was taking sacks instead of
because, and so Cam, you said you was high on him at UNC. I actually hated him at UNC. I wanted Jaden Daniels because Drake May, he's everything I like about a quarterback. Big arm, you know what I'm saying? Throw strikes. He just got baby hands. He got little hands. That's why he fumbled the ball so much. Quarterbacks with if you got under 9-inch hands, you're gonna fumble the ball a lot. Anyway, I think our record prediction is gonna be 12-5. I went through, looked at everything. Everybody's like, "Oh, our schedule is so much harder." They talking about because we got to play the Jaguars and the fucking Bears, and I don't think that they're that much better. I don't think they're better than us. But I think our record prediction is gonna be 12-5. I think our floor is the AFC Championship. I think that's the floor and the ceiling. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't see us getting back to the Super Bowl this year, just because I don't know. The black man in me really wants Lamar to win one, but I think
I want Lamar to win one too. I do too.
I want him to win one so bad because
I want Lamar to win one. So
you know how I feel about Lamar. I was on Lamar.
I want Lamar to win one
for the culture. He got to win one for the culture.
Real shit though. Our ceiling is the Super Bowl. Our ceiling is winning a Super Bowl. Because even though we played horrible in that last one, the biggest thing that people was exploiting was the left guard situation. Moving Jared Wilson, who was a center at Georgia, he's too small to play left guard in the NFL. He's 6'3" and kind of light.
He shouldn't have been at center.
Hopefully he stay healthy.
Yeah.
I think the running back room is going to take a leap forward. I think our defense is going to take a leap forward. Watch out, because we played the most rookies, the 4th most rookies out of everybody last year. We were the only team to play as many rookies and get to the playoffs. All the other teams like the Jets, the Browns, and the Raiders. So we played more rookies than any of them winning teams. Craig Woodson is a name to watch.
Hey, that boy
He's
can
gonna
play.
be a dog. He's gonna be a dog at safety.
He's
We
nice.
went to go get Kevin Byard, who was the interception leader last year. Our
Nice.
defensive line is good. Wish we had more depth at linebacker. Gonzo, top 2 corner. So yeah,
Number
bro,
1 corner,
I'm
if you ask
telling
me.
you, 12-5. Ceiling, win the Super Bowl. Floor, AFC Championship, where we're probably going to go against the Broncos or the Ravens or the Chiefs, because I think I just believe in them more. I think that we're going to stomp the fucking division out.
You got 5 free
Dolphins and the Jets.
wins. You gonna split. You got 5 free wins. You gonna split
I
Buffalo.
think we got 6.
That sweeping the division prediction is crazy.
I
But
think
you
we're
don't
gonna sweep
you
the
don't call
division.
somebody Gronk. So
Honestly, I don't think it's that crazy.
The Gronk thing was a joke. I think the Bills are going to take such a step back because it's really hard to go from having somebody that's been a head coach. The Bills are going to lose more games because of Joe Brady's growing pains.
Yeah.
Just because you're a good offensive coordinator doesn't mean you're necessarily going to be a good head coach.
Unless he comes out the gate like Ben Johnson. But I don't expect that.
I don't see that happening.
I don't
got
see that
that.
happening.
I was gonna say real quick, like, because we were talking about floors and ceilings. I just want to clarify for me, like, I do think the floor for the Saints is we could miss the playoffs. We still could miss the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, probably.
I'm not gonna lie. The floor for the Falcons is definitely a top 5 pick.
The ceiling for the Saints, though, I think the ceiling.
That's being real.
The ceiling is we're probably gonna go against the 5th seed because we're probably gonna be the 4th seed division winner, and we're gonna get smacked in the first round by the 5th seed because the 5th seed is probably gonna be the Eagles or the Cowboys or the, the fucking Seahawks maybe. Like, so we're gonna get smacked in the first round. But my goal is just make it to the playoffs.
Don't necessarily think y'all gonna get smacked because as much as people was talking about how good the Rams were last year, Bryce Young was walking them down.
Yeah.
The defense got nervous at the end and let Stafford get that 2-minute shit off, but Bryce Young was walking them down.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Any given Sunday, I guess.
But yeah, guys, I think we did great for our first show. They put the 3 niggas that I thought together. Y'all can fucking talk. I'll tell you that. Strong opinions. I thought everybody kept it a little light. I can't wait till the season gets going and y'all really get into it. Can't wait till you see Cutwater Camp. And then he really, oh boy, it should say something about J. Cole. Really, really fire him up. You know what I'm saying? But nah, guys. I think this is gonna be, look forward to a great season. We're gonna have rotating casts coming in and out. So this will probably be the main forecast. We're gonna have more people coming in and out. Audience, next episode we're definitely gonna have a name for this shit. But for now, it's that sports joint, name pending. You can catch us on YouTube, IMS Studios, IG_IMS Studios. Gonna tag everybody's socials, and channels and things like that. And we're gonna surprise for y'all next episode because we're gonna help y'all win some money. Cam gonna help y'all win some bread on Prize Picks. So, closing statements, closing thoughts. Without further ado, yada yada yada.
I got one.
Talk to me.
Fuck the Falcons. That's it.
I don't speak on the unknown. So, who was his team again?
Right.
The New Orleans Saints.
Ain't nobody worried about them ain't down there, man. Ain't nobody.
we swept them last year.
They didn't get swept last year by the Falcons.
Oh, hey, I just want to know right quick. How did you like Drew Brees' first ballot Hall of Fame speech? How you like that? You like that?
Okay.
That was fire.
I'm very two-sided on Drew Brees. There's the Falcons fan, and then there's the athlete.
I mean, I know you've never seen that before. I know you've never seen that on your team before. So
Fuck him. But as an athlete, oh my god, that shit was fire. That and his and the little pregame trend he got. Oh my god, bro!
Listen,
I ain't gonna lie, Chris. I mean, we can speak to this more as Louisianians, bro. Like that shit hit, bro.
it meant something, bro. It
I
meant
ain't gonna lie.
something.
I ain't gonna lie. I've never been a Saints fan my entire life, but what he said about how he carried the city after Katrina was really the whole state, bro. That was real. Like I don't think he realized how like that touched everybody from the boot, man. I ain't gonna lie. So shout out to Drew Brees.
I just wanted to make sure he saw that because I understand he doesn't know what a first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback look like, but I do. So
Relax. Relax.
Hey,
Yo.
Griff,
I don't care, bro.
I ain't finna start another argument, but argue me to the wall. Matt Ryan could have been first ballot if he had a more competent
All right,
organization.
so great show, guys. This video will probably be uploaded. You'll probably see this the day after the first preseason games come out. So it's gonna be week 1 of the preseason. Everybody's excited. Football is coming back next week. We're gonna have some reactions to how things have been going. But yeah, salute. When y'all hear this, is gonna be some music behind there. But rough cut first episode. So I'm Jai with Hey Jai, and these are some crooks. Peace.
You call me a crook, man?